Hello, this is Tim Law with Planet Forward Coaching and Self-Reliance U. A big thank you to over 400 people who have subscribed to this YouTube channel, Planet Forward Coaching. If you would do so, if you haven't already, I'd really appreciate it. Thanks a lot. I'm really happy to be interviewing a guy I've known for quite a while now. Phil Myers, the owner of the Wisehaven Tennis Center. He just came through and won his fifth straight City County Championship singles, played a phenomenal match, won it 7-5, 6-4. And Phil, tell us a little bit about it. Some of your memories about City County. It's your sixth title overall, so go ahead, my man.
Yeah, thanks, Tim. Look, I'm happy to be here. I'm obviously, it always feels great coming off the court after you win. Overall, just had a great time this year at the tournament, and it was nice to be able to come out this year and enjoy things a little bit more than we did last year because of obvious circumstances. So it was just good, and we had over 100 people in it again. And I think everybody just had a great time.
Yeah, and this has a great history. It's the 101st year, and you've obviously had some great people that have played in this in the past. What as far as your match tonight with Mark Marini, what did you feel was working well for you? And Mark, again, he spoke very highly of your match and your skills. Phil, it was a great interview by Mark as well. But what did you feel that you had to pretty much bring your A game on him?
Well, every time I play Mark, this is, I think, the third time I played him, and, we agreed, I think the quality of play goes up every time.
Yeah.
The first match we played went 3 sets, and that was on clay, and, the length of the match, the quantity isn't necessarily, indicative of quality, so it's, it's just, he has a phenomenal serve. You're lucky to get breaks off that guy, and he backs it up really well. He gets to his forehand a lot, and he just punishes the ball. And he played great the entire tournament. And I knew I had to bring my best to be able to beat him. And it was one of those matches where at 5-4, like a single break, in each set. I mean, that's a pretty narrow margin of victory, and any seasoned tennis player knows that's a tough match.
Sure.
And yeah, I have a lot of respect for Mark. I have a lot of respect for his game. Great guy all around. Great player on the court. Just and just it made me bring my best.
Yeah, it was great competition for sure. And how about the tournament overall, Phil? You said that you had over 100 people that were participating in it this year. Any other standouts that kind of stood out in your mind as far as some of the other players that you witnessed here? I know you can't name everybody, but
yeah, I can't name everybody, but I mean, we had great draws for both of the women's singles draws. We had about 14 women take part the first year that I took the tournament over in 2013. I'm pretty positive we didn't even have a women's draw. So it's grown a ton since 2013. I'm really proud of that.
Sure.
Our men's intermediate, which was a newer addition, like a year or two after I took over. We had a nice draw for that, and you see a lot of our up and coming juniors play that draw. You see a lot of our old guard. Our seasoned veterans at the 3-5 level, and it's just a nice mix. It's nice to see those guys, go out there and compete, and you just never know who's going to win.
Right.
So it's fantastic. I mean, this year the finals, obviously, Mark Marini and I played this year, but we had a ton of guys in the draw that were dangerous. Jonah Rebert was out there, and Peter Landis. They played a great 3-set match in the quarterfinals.
Sure.
I played Tim Dunn in the quarterfinals. Nate Gambino and Chris Santos, Dave Wolf, those guys were all great players. And so I feel really good about, the result for me, obviously, because that's a tough field to get through. But it's great because you just never know. Any of those guys could have won this tournament.
Sure.
So, I mean, that's kind of the fun in playing. I couldn't be happier about it.
Yeah, and what would you recommend as far as for some of the younger kids, the juniors, as far as this great sport and everything? What advice would you give them, Phil?
Never stop playing. Don't be disheartened by a loss. Use it as motivation to fuel your development as a player, and understand, even if, in some years, the early years, even if, maybe that you're not competing for the title, this is a great benchmark to judge your progress by. Just, and that's how I judged my progress over the years too. I think the first 3 years that I played, I don't think I got out of the first round. That was following my sophomore, junior, senior year, I lost in the first round every year. And, it kind of went from there. And, finally, I think in 2010, I think I made the quarterfinals, made the semifinals in 2011. So you started to see my progress kind of, took off there. And then since 2012, I've made every final.
Yeah. Wow. That's very impressive for sure. So, great advice, Phil. And any last second thoughts as far as this fantastic tournament?
Well, this will be the same week next year in August.
Okay.
So the 102nd is coming up soon.
Yeah.
We have a lot of great plans for next year. I've put together a great tournament committee at this point. So we're looking to attack this thing from all angles.
Great. Sounds fantastic. Well, thank you so much, Phil. And again, congratulations on number 6, 5 in a row. Phenomenal. Just keep it rolling. And
Thank you.
Great job. Great tournament.